Hello, I am Todd Cotta, and this is Kings Gun Center TV.
Please subscribe below if you enjoy Kings Gun Center TV.
What we have here is the merging of two different worlds. The shotgun world. We're used to pump shotguns having a tube, but Remington and Mossberg now have come together and brought a brand new shotgun to the market. The Mossberg 590M and the 870 DM from Remington. Now, that's what this is all about right here. Now, Remington and Mossberg, although they came out with these shotguns a very long time ago, here's the 590 and the 870, they have not really changed them much over time. Made them more tactical, made them more cool looking, heat shields and different kinds of grips and different types of sights on them. But what we're going to do now is talk about the brand new magazine fed shotguns that they've just come out with on the market. Now, if you take a look at the magazines, I'm going to try and show you this here real quick. They are very different. The Mossberg magazine goes from 5 rounds to 20 rounds, and the Remington only comes with a 6-round magazine. So right now, that's the biggest difference between these guns, is the magazines that are available. Knowing that, you got to understand that this magazine runs about $40 for the 6-round Remington magazine. This one here, according to Mossberg, starts with the 5-round at $100, and it ends at $140 to $150 for the 20-round magazine for Mossberg. Each one has a different way they go in, and I want to show you that here really quickly. So with the Remington 870 DM, what they've done is they've added on this base plate right here, which blocks the tube, and it allows for a magazine release on the front side. Now, with this one here, it's a straight in, and you are ready to go. Now, with this one also, you have a problem because it is a very solid magazine holder, but to take it out, you have to hold this with your index finger and pull straight down to get it out. This magazine will not free fall out of your gun. I can sit here all day long and push this button and it's not gonna fall out, which is good, I guess, if you're doing forest stuff or you're doing a lot of running and you accidentally hit that button, it's not gonna fall out. But if you're trying to do a quick mag change with these things, you have to sit here and pull it straight down and out. 6-round magazine. Other than that, that is how the Remington magazine works with the new DM 870. Now let's take a look at the Mossberg. Mossberg 590M for magazine. This magazine is totally different than the magazine that Remington has. First of all, it's a lot fatter, a lot heavier, and a lot more expensive. But it loads like an AK, not like a standard magazine. You have to put it in the front edge and it clicks in the back. So this one here is a sweeping motion to the rear. Now here's what is good about this one also. It is a push button release, like in any handgun or most magazines for rifles, and it comes right out. So you put it here, it's in, push the button, and it comes right out. You can have these things stacked up, and once again, it comes from 5 rounds up to 20-round magazines with the Mossberg logo on them. They're much heavier, and they're a lot more expensive, but most people that I have found I've talked to prefer this magazine because of its ease of use and because of its capacity. So when you look at the stats for these guns, they are almost identical. They are about 7.5 pounds unloaded. And remember, when you start putting 20 rounds in that Mossberg magazine, it's going to get very, very heavy, north of 10 pounds, maybe even 12 or 13 pounds. They are exactly the same as any other 870 or 590 shotgun you've ever seen with Mossberg or Remington, except they've changed the receivers. If you take a close look at the receivers, they have a different concept. They've notched out the bottom edge of the Mossberg to accept the magazine, and then they have put a base plate on the Remington 870 to accept the magazines. One thing I like about the 870 Remington is they have mag pull furniture across the board on this gun. It makes it look very tactical, very nice. When you look over at the Remington top of the gun, you will see there's a rail that you can be putting sights on, or even red dot sights on. The magazine releases on the two guns, I prefer the one on the 590M because it is a push button magazine release versus having to go all the way around the front of the mag and use your index finger to pinch as you're pulling down. It just seems like an easier mechanism on the Mossberg gun. Advantages for the Mossberg, I would have to say, are the magazine, a little better sighting. They have a protected sight on the back of the Mossberg, and you also have a little better front sight on that one also. Both these guns have threaded barrels. So what you see here is Remington put a muzzle brake on the end of their gun, while Mossberg has it threaded with a choke in it when it comes from the factory. The slide releases on those, with the pump shotgun, you're going to have slide releases which are very similar to the original slide releases, but Remington made their slide release much bigger. It's much easier to push the trigger on the slide release for the Remington than it is for the Mossberg 590. You don't have to look for it on the Remington, you kind of have to look for it on the 590M from Mossberg. But now you have more magazine capacity, you can carry more in your backpack, and you can do a lot of the things with this now interchangeable capacity. I'm sure in the future there will be aftermarket magazines that'll make the Remington much heavier. Because right now they're only available with the 6-round mag. But if you're looking for versatility, then you got to jump over and take a look at that Mossberg 590. It's a great gun, but you have a lot of magazine options with that one also, especially if you're in a free state, not in California. When you take a look at the guns, once again, they are super similar. You have, the biggest difference would be the heat shield on top of the barrel of the Mossberg. But other than that, they are identical to the guns that you've seen in the past that have come out from these companies. They've just added on the magazine feature. The advantages are simply this: you can load and unload faster, and you can have multiple magazines now. So we don't really need to shoot these guns today. What I want to tell you is they have the same characteristics as any 870 or Mossberg 590 or Mossberg 500 you've ever shot. The trigger pull is the same, the weight is basically the same without the magazine. Everything is about the same, but what you need to know is now you have a lot more options when it comes to pump shotguns, because now you have magazine-fed shotguns. If you have any questions, please comment below. Please subscribe to our channel right here, and you can visit my brand new channel, Reviews It, on YouTube, because we're going to be doing all kinds of reviews, from guns to cars to motorcycles. Anything that comes that would like to be reviewed, just let me know, and we can try and get it reviewed for you. You can visit us at kingsguncenter.com. We'd love to have you come back and watch some of our other videos. Thank you for watching Kings Gun Center TV.
Please subscribe below if you enjoy Kings Gun Center TV.